For those of you who don't remember, this is Leo. Leo is our 2000 Ford F-350 with the 7.3 liter diesel motor. Today, we're putting a brand new flatbed truck camper on the back. Kate and I have been dreaming about this moment for over a year now, and getting to this point was not easy. I spent the last 4 months getting the truck ready for the cross-country drive and for the load of the new camper. Short of cracking the engine block open, I replaced, upgraded, cleaned, and serviced just about everything I could on the truck, including flow testing the injectors and getting them serviced. I was still working a couple bugs out on the truck the day before we were scheduled to depart for the 2,500-mile cross-country road trip. To say I was a nervous wreck would be an understatement. It took us 3 days to drive from Indiana to California, and every day I was inspecting the truck for leaks, listening for strange sounds, and basically making sure I didn't miss anything when I put everything back together. When we got to California, I did discover that the harmonic balancer was bad on the drive, and it destroyed the new water pump. Luckily, I was able to get the parts right away and install them in my mom's driveway using all the tools I had packed for the trip. It was quite a journey to get to this big day. Well, let's go get the new camper installed. If you haven't guessed it already, we're getting another truck camper by 4-Wheel Campers. It took the service team a few hours to get the camper mounted to the truck and connect all the systems. Once the install was complete, Sarah, Eric, and Jim met us in the parking lot for a full walkthrough of our new camper. Here it is, our new flatbed truck camper. This is a new model for 4-Wheel Campers that we helped them design and develop. The team was able to give us a full walkthrough of it this afternoon. We got to learn all the different features and things that it can do. And tonight, we're gonna spend the night in their parking lot just in case there's some bugs or that we have to work out with them in the morning. But we're very excited about taking this camping, getting to live out of it, and showing you more of what this camper is capable of, because it has some pretty cool features.
We did manage to bring a few essential items for our first night of camping in our brand new flatbed camper. First step is to figure out where everything is going to go. While we've had one of these in the past, it's been a while. But the thing I do love...
I feel like it's going to be a noisy night.
They did warn us that there's a lot of street racing around the facility, and I think it has started. So there's plenty of underbed storage. I think I'm going to start here and just start loading things and then figure out the rest of it so that I can clear up this living area for us to hang out. Right now all of my clothes are in the luggage, so I'm going to take all of this and put it under the bed.
And then we can move the luggage and put that in the cab of the truck.
Correct, because typically when we're living out of this thing, we wouldn't have our luggage with us. But since we were staying in hotels on the way down to pick up our camper, we put all of our stuff in luggages. So I'll put mine in here, and then I think Joe is going to put his stuff under the dinette.
Our bedding over here. And this is just a big open cavern. And this is where I used to put my clothes when we had our other camper, so I think I'm just going to leave everything in here. I actually think my luggage will fit down here. So let's see. Yep. I can just leave my luggage down there. Perfect.
Well, you're unpacked.
That was easy.
Time to make the bed. Do you want queen or king for this evening?
Did the sheets that we bring, will that fit a king?
Good point. We brought queen sheets, so we will sleep in a queen tonight.
Well, as Kate's making the bed, I'll explain. We typically like to keep our heads on the driver's side of the camper because if you're parking on a road or something that has a crown, the passenger side is going to be lower, so your head can be elevated, and that's the way we like to sleep. There you go.
This is new. This was not in our last camper.
It was not.
Oh, the fridge is already on. I'm gonna set it to 4.
Okay. Well, if it's not obvious already, this camper matches me to a T. I mean, my color scheme is olive drab and black, and this is olive drab and black with the bamboo countertops that we really like. We got to kind of customize the colors and all the fabrics in here the way we wanted to as we were going through the design process. But let me tell you what this camper is. So this is a new and improved version of the old Hawk flatbed camper. Now the Hawk flatbed is what we used to have. This version is actually 12 inches longer, so it fits on the Norwell bed better. It has a massive battery bank, so we have 800 amp hours of battery, 500 watts of solar on the roof, which is a big improvement, 2,000 watt inverter, and an option that wasn't even available in the old Hawk flatbed is a roof mounted 12 volt AC system. So I'm excited to try this out in some summer locations, and one thing we never liked to camp in before in our pop top was humidity. So having that AC for us is going to be a game changer. Now, this video is just us picking the camper up, trying to sort our lives out inside and organize, but in future videos we are going to give you detailed walkthrough of all the feature set and everything this camper has to offer. We're going to do some camping in it and really start to get acclimated to our new home on wheels. Now, for those of you who've been following us for a while, we still have the van, haven't gotten rid of that. This might be like a his and hers camper thing. You can guess which camper this is going to be.
Since this is a brand new flatbed camper for 4-wheel campers, and the first one they've mounted on a truck, one of our goals tonight is to run all the systems and make sure everything is functioning and working before we drive off and start our giant road trip back towards Indiana.
Night one in the books. And first cup of coffee I'm going to make in the camper. So let me turn on the inverter. Okay. Well, I will say, now that I have my coffee, it's a good thing we didn't plan to sleep in this morning because lots of trucks, deliveries, this is a very industrial area. But it feels like being home because we lived 2 years out of a Hawk, just a smaller version of this. So everything is scaled up. Like the water tank, for example, used to be 20 gallons. Now it's 40 gallons. One of the design features that we really pushed for was to have a gray tank because none of the 4-wheel campers have ever come with a gray tank before. And usually what would just happen is like the sink would just drain out to a plug on the outside of the camper, and you have to go outside and hook up a bladder or bucket or something to catch all that water. Now there's a built-in gray tank. And I think that is a huge thing for people who go places, want to camp places with a fully contained camper. So now that you have the gray tank, you have the toilet fully contained. Before we hit the road, I swapped out the struts for a heavier set to help with lifting the roof. With the added weight of the AC unit on the roof, the new struts made a big difference. After saying our goodbyes to the 4-wheel camper team, we left Woodland, California to start the trek to Southern California for some family time. Our first stop was the truck stop for some fuel. We just did our first fill up with the camper and we're getting about 13 miles per gallon. Now it's kind of hilly here, but we did average 16 without the camper going to pick it up. So I'm curious to see what this averages out to on our drive home. but we were doing a lot of idling. We did find a little bug in the electrical system. It seemed to be taking too much charge off of the battery, and it almost killed our batteries, so we had to let the engine idle a while to charge back up. So we're working that bug out. Outside of that, I will just say fuel in California is extraordinarily expensive. We paid $4.59 a gallon here, and that's inexpensive for California, or at least this area. And back home, we were paying around $3 a gallon. So we are trying to get out of this state as quickly as possible and not have to fill up again. Benefits of having a 51-gallon diesel tank. So our first stop on the trip home is Los Angeles to visit my mom and just say hello to some family. We are gonna take her down to the beach today, go for a nice walk, and then we're gonna hit the road and do some real camping in this thing. Well, today was a great day down at the beach. The pups got a walk, my mom got a walk, and we are gonna head out tomorrow morning. We're gonna go out to the desert and do some camping out in this. Hopefully we can see how the AC works, if it's warm enough. It's been kind of chilly, but it was really nice today. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And to check out more videos, head on over to our channel at We're the Russos. See you next time. Bye. This video is sponsored by 4 Wheel Campers.